Hello, people of the internet. I am Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, and welcome to episode 12 of Audio Synchronicity. I am here, of course, with my one and only co-pilot, Mr. Brayton Connor, being played.
Yes.
Being played. I was about to say being played by Billy D. Williams.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Hello, boys and girls. Good Saturday evening. Crooked Law, you dirty smuggler. You have a lot of nerve coming here. Ooh, Belle, the cat girl. My, what have we here?
And because it's now tradition, last time, blah blah, Brayton evil, blah blah blah, JoJo references, blah blah, put Gigant in there, blah blah, Shin Godzilla, ew, blah blah blah, find out on the next episode of Audio Synchronicity.
So exciting.
Indeed, it is. I
And it's our 12th episode of Audio Synchronicity, Andres.
Oh yeah,
We've been doing this for an entire year.
Holy fuck, man! You are right. Wow,
crazy.
Wow.
Wow, this all started as a pipe dream. Not really. This all started as a single message.
For us to make a living as live streamers.
Yeah, we've come such a long way, touring the roads of America, just performing on any street corner, performing in bars to 5 people. But look where we are now, man. We've made it, man.
Yeah, we have people already lining up with tons of comments here showing their love and support.
The Brayton groupies are falling in line, and Andres is here.
Now people can mistake you for a lesbian across the internet now, more than just your real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Spooky Bones, who is asking, how is your day so far, guys? It's been going pretty well, considering that I just woke up like an hour ago.
Well, are you energized, Andres? Are you excited?
Yes, I am. I am ready and raring to go, my friend.
Good.
Yes. Let's see. We have Arkham Knight Rider saying Kate Kane is the best lesbian. Considering she is Batwoman, I would have to agree. Although, to be fair, I have not read any Batwoman.
I don't think I've ever tried ranking lesbians, though. I don't know if there's a best one above the what makes the best lesbian.
I don't know. Maybe she has to be popular, nice, talented.
Well, isn't Ellen technically the best lesbian?
She's the one that comes to mind. Yeah, she's definitely the one that's had the most spotlight than any other. That I would say. In terms of like for gay men, I would say George Takei is probably the most popular one.
George Takei, Elton John, somewhere up there. Yeah.
Liberace.
Liberace, you know, they're like if you had a mount, what's the mountain with the president's heads on them?
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Yeah, if you had a Mount Rushmore of gay men, I think Liberace, George Takei, and Elton John would be on there, and throw Harvey Milk in there too, I guess. Whatever.
Okay.
You know?
Let's see. So, for this episode of Audio Synchronicity, of course, we have our brilliant title card here that Brayton whipped up at the last minute due to his amazing talents in photoshopping in the memory of Stefan Stephenson, the actor who portrayed Robbie Rotten in the children's television series Lazy Town. And, despite the fact that Lazy Town was a show that I never watched because I was simply like way too old at that point.
Yeah.
It's so amazing that this Icelandic television series that was filmed in English and aired on, I don't know what channel it aired on, like Nick's Jr. or
was it on Nick Disney? Or was it on one of the Disney Playhouse like kind of channel? Because I was in the demographic for this when it was coming out. I'm pretty sure, because I have very vague memories of Lazy Town, and I can't remember any of the characters' names. I remember the main hero guy with the little mustache. I don't know. He used to race around a lot and make a lot of weird sound effects. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. It was a thing that was on. But how has this taken flight? This We Are Number One stuff. How has Lazy Town been elevated to the meme royalty level?
Well, in the past, I've seen the character of Robbie Rotten show up in some, like, like green screen effects, like sort of those sort of type of memes.
Don't let your children watch it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So like, you know, already Robbie Rotten was a character that was just thrown into certain meme sort of territory due to just like the randomness of having this random looking, weird looking character just show up out of nowhere. This like sort of like weird, like Dick Dastardly Waluigi looking character show up out of nowhere. And so it's
I'm seeing PBS for clarification on this station that it aired. That makes sense because it would always be playing like when I would go into the hospital, like to the what are they called, like the pediatric like unit, that always be on like the TV that they just play out in the lobby.
Right.
The sort of local, you know, the cheapo PBS shows that were just so amazing. That's where I'd see it most, but.
Right.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No problem. So I guess someone out there in the internet just wanted to take this to the next level and just take the character of Robbie Ron and find like the ultimate tribute to this character. And I guess that's how they came across the song "We Are Number One," which is also not on top of just being like a celebration of one's ego. It's just a really damn catchy song. So obviously, you know, if this person grew attached to it, then of course more people grew attached to it, and it just spread and spread. And it actually, this is one of those times where a meme has actually saved a person's life to an extent. In which around the time that the meme was spreading in 2016, Stephenson actually was going through cancer, and he at that point he was, I believe the creators of the show had, or maybe it was his family, they opened up a GoFundMe, and of course this was when, you know, his character skyrocketed into popularity on the internet. So of course people grew more focused on him than anyone else thanks to the meme, and he was able to get enough funding on his GoFundMe to actually extend his life for another 2 years. And while it was he ultimately lost his battle with cancer recently at the ripe old age of 43, which is way too young these days. It's sort of amazing that I can't help but feel that Stephenson was able to appreciate that being able to have the chance to live on some form of borrowed time during his last years on this planet. But there's also this really good video. I want to let's see, who was the one that made it. I'm just going to check right now. Someone made a really good tribute video for him. Let's see. And I think it was called Robbie Rotten, Man or Meme. And it's like a real... Oh, okay. Yes. Stefan Carl Stephenson, Man or Meme, by a YouTuber by the name of Negative Legend. And it's a really touching tribute to the man. And going through it, it seems like Stephenson was really the kind of person who wanted nothing, who got into the business of entertainment simply for the fact that, you know, he just loved acting, he loved going after any sort of challenge in his career, and he genuinely wanted to help entertain and educate the children. So this was sort of like, you know, the people's man, the people's actor, you know, like I'm assuming anyone who wants to go into children's educational television would be someone of that type, you know, like a Mr. Rogers type of person who genuinely cared about the people that the show was for.
Yeah, they're not trying to market to kids. They're trying to actually they do it out of pure reasoning instead of, you know, just bullshit.
Right. Which has sadly corrupted a lot of the entertainment industry.
Yes, and I'm just saying, can we get more memes that can save lives and not just be annoying and sort of non sequiturs?
You know, more Robbie Rotten, less, you know, Shrek and All Stars.
Yeah, you know, maybe put that out in the ether. I like to think that our Dank David memes have saved lives. I like they've saved my boredom. That's for sure.
But you save lives by ruining one in particular.
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta give a little, take a little. But I think it's done the world a decent justice having those out there.
Most likely.
David probably disagrees, but too bad.
Yeah, and let's see. And for those wondering, the synthwave rendition of "We Are Number One" that I played at the very beginning is easily available on YouTube by the YouTuber I think Cyranek. This is Cyranek. So for anyone interested, you can check out the 1 minute and 48-second version, or the extended 3 minute 14-second version, or you can check out the 10-hour loop version. That's
because of course that exists. Everything has to. There's always a 10-hour loop for everything out there now that gets popular.
So let's see. Now we got the Toho Society saying that I was around the age demographic when it aired. I remember this stuff. I thought it was on Nick Jr. That's when I saw it, said the Sci-Fi Dragon, and Toho Society said it was on Nick Jr. for a bit.
Okay.
Let's see. Crooked says, someone said Belle saved their lives until she ended it.
Oh gosh.
Let's see. Sci-Fi Dragon saying, like, oh, Jordan says, what did I miss? And Sci-Fi Dragon said, oh, these guys have been talking about Stefan Stephenson. Let's see. Godzilla154 says, hello back to you. Crooked said, I remember the show when I turned it on for my niece, so he was a secondhand watcher. Let's see. All right, then.
I feel like a secondhand watcher for a lot of the newest, hippest, basic bitch cartoons that they're pumping out for kids. Because I have nephews, and watching them, the TVs there. And I'm way too familiar with Peppa Pig now because that's all my littlest nephew will watch is that show, and I don't see the appeal.
Again, Peppa Pig is another one that's been memed a bit on the internet, but I doubt it's gonna reach Robbie Rotten status.
God, I hope not.
Let's see. So when it came to my generation of children's educational television, of course I grew up with Sesame Street, but then again, which kid hasn't grown up with that series? Bear in the Big Blue House, that was a big show.
Oh my God,
me.
yes, that was my life. From my birth, that was my show.
Sweet.
My mom actually got me all of the VHS tapes that they put out.
Oh, okay.
And I had those, and I had Bear in the Big Blue House, like little oh God, what are they called? Oh God, I'm blanking on the name. But I had a bunch of merchandise from that show, and I loved it, and I loved the songs. The moon's
yeah. Oh, the moon, yeah.
The moon's a little creepy in retrospect, a little bit, little scary. But I loved all the little different characters, like the mouse and Pip and Pop. They were all great. That was my shit, man.
Let's see. Godzilla154 says, "Who remembers Yo Gabba Gabba?" That came right after I entered high school. And,
I don't know.
my only exposure to Yo Gabba Gabba was when Joel McHale from The Soup on the E channel, when he would show up once in a while whenever he would make fun of it. Let's see. One person
doesn't that have something to do with Aquabats or something?
I remember that was I think Raph said it was like some sort of Canadian show that later.
He tried showing me it. Yeah, it was.
They're neither aquatic nor are they bat-like.
Right, I feel totally ripped off.
They were what was it? It was on The Hub, which was like Hasbro's TV channel for a short while.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crooked Lord Men brought up Zaboomafoo. I remember Zaboomafoo. Yeah, that was my thing. Let's see. Wow Wow Wubsy. The name sounds familiar, but I never grew up with that Sci-Fi Dragon. Nor did I watch Ni Hao Kailan, which was like essentially Chinese Dora the Explorer, which I actually did watch because I was like almost. I remember I was still in elementary school when that first premiered.
Yeah. I grew up with a steady. I had a weird childhood. I grew up with a steady diet of things that people would recognize here is Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah.
Roly Poly Oly.
I remember Roly Poly Oly.
Yes. Yeah. Roly Poly Oly. Yeah, I remember that. And weird old shows like HR Puffin stuff. That was my.
I heard about it, but I never grew up with HR Puffin stuff.
Oh well, see, that was a Sid and Marty Krofft show from I believe the 70s. So that was way before both of our times. But I was very familiar with HR Puff and stuff, and what he does when I was that was like my summer of '05 was just
I thought you
HR
were
Puff
gonna
and
say
stuff.
that was your summer of fun.
Well, it was a lot. They were a lot of fun. Those are trippy shows, man. You know, light up a bowl and watch those.
I figured.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crooked says mentions reading Rainbow. Did you grow up with that? Because I did.
I didn't. I unfortunately missed it.
I heard it was coming back because there was like a Kickstarter for that.
I hope it does. I hope to catch it around the second time. I didn't grow up with reading Rainbow though.
Let's see. Shazam the Puss. Joseph says, Yo Gabba Gabba literally had Biz Marquise clearly baked by looking at his eyes, doing seizure-inducing beatboxing for children.
Oh, well, that sounds fun.
Good thing I avoided that. I missed out on it. Let's see. Of course.
PB&J Otter. Oh, yes.
No, Mr. Rogers. We mentioned that. Blue's Clues. How can I forget Blue's Clues?
Ah, okay. I see. I didn't get into Blue's Clues, but yeah, that would be an obvious thing.
Right. Let's see. It's always funny whenever there's a character that like talks directly to the audience, and it's like, where is the thing that I'm looking for? And like it promotes kids to shout like, right there,
you fucking idiot!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, turn around, stop staring at us.
How are you so unfamiliar with your own environment? My God,
your vision is so limited. Or rather, field of vision. Yeah. So. It's I want to say there was one other one. Oh, Arthur. That was probably perhaps my favorite one.
Yeah. Is there? Am I mixing up two different shows here between Hey Arthur and Arthur?
I'm not familiar with. I think Hey Arnold. You're thinking of Hey Arnold.
Oh, Hey Arnold. That's it. Okay. Yes.
Let's see. Oh, I forgot about Dragon Tales. Thanks, Crook and Lore. Yeah, it's always funny when you have like all these childhood television shows for younger children that are like way in the back of your mind that you haven't thought of in like years, potentially decades until this very moment.
Yeah.
And we have Stefan Stephenson to thank for that. So, for a man who wanted to dedicate 10 years of his life towards this TV show for children that quite a number of our audience was familiar with. We thank him. We wish him well, rest in peace, Stefan Stephenson. Thank you for what you have given us. And
you'll always be number one in my book.
Yes, he will. To quote SpongeBob, he was number one. That's like when he was looking for when Mr. Krabs was looking for Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen's grave and sees like the big giant number one. That is going to be Stefan Stephenson's grave, a big giant number one.
I certainly hope so. He deserves it. He's earned it.
And I mean that in all earnestness. Yes, so thank you very much. And it's kind of funny how a simple song about one's ego has now become a man's legacy. And I think it couldn't have happened to a better actor.
There you go. I think we've just eulogized Stefan Stephenson on our 12th episode of Audio Synchronicity, and I'm glad we got sincere here on the 1 year anniversary.
Me too. While I wish that we wouldn't, it is unfortunate that a very famous individual had to pass away during our 1 year tenure on this show.
Yeah.
But at least we make the best out of it, because that's what life is all about. When things get a little rocky, you just have to learn how to deal with it, learn from it, and move on, which is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So while I am going to promote the live stream around on Facebook, would you like to share your little story?
Sure. Yes, I would love to do that. So in preparation for looking for different strange news articles to share tonight, I came across one from the Huffington Post, which caught my eye. This article was written up today. And it's titled "Black Bear Wanders into the Hotel That Inspired The Shining." Video shows the guest wandering around the Stanley Hotel's lobby.
It's a bear in the big scary house.
I know. Oh my goodness. I don't think he's gonna sing a dance though. That would be great.
Yeah, he doesn't have any.
What if it was the bear from Bear in the Big Blue House?
maybe that was the Blue House.
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
Welcome to the spooky house.
Big old scary spooky house.
Hello, said the small mouse.
Okay, so this was written up by Andy McDonald, and it goes like such. The Stanley Hotel in the Rocky Mountains is famous for inspiring Stephen King's The Shining, the basis of the classic 1980 film. A lot of weird things happen in that Stanley Kubrick flick. A torrent of blood takes the elevator, a pair of creepy twin girls haunts the hallways, and a guy in a furry bear suit makes a unforgettable appearance. What? So maybe the black bear that wandered into the lobby of the still functioning Estes Park, Colorado hotel this week was trying to make things weird again. You can see in the staff video above, I'll share this video with you too, Andres.
Okay.
That the bear plays around on the furniture for a bit, but then quickly leaves. Hotel manager Reed Rowley told Denver's CBS 4 that it happened overnight Wednesday and that no guests were around. We do have a hotel next to a national park, Rowley said. Wildlife is part of the gig. The hotel aims to be respectful of the surrounding wildlife, Rowley said, but it never wants a guest to encounter a bear in the hotel lobby. A good policy. So it's working with Colorado Park and Wildlife to achieve that goal. Wow.
A bear in the lobby. Now I've seen everything.
Maybe the bear just wanted to check in. Maybe, and then he quickly left. Have you ever encountered any wildlife in a hotel in your hotel going experiences, Andres? That would be pretty frightening.
For a moment, I believe I saw Bigfoot at the at a particular hotel in Chicago, but then it turned out just to be a very, very hairy artist.
Oh yeah, very, very hairy Rothsquatchian artist.
Yes, who sadly, unfortunately, named after a diner.
I see there. Yeah. We're talking about Denny Roth. He's been on the show. Don't tell him. But this would scare the hell out of me. I'm an advocate for I like animals. I like them at a distance though.
Yes.
Not when I'm on vacation.
They remind me of the outside world. I hate the outside.
I hate the outside. It makes me sad.
Yeah. It makes you want to hurt people.
But bears. This was a black bear. So are black bears notoriously dangerous? Are they? At least it's not a grizzly.
Yeah, grizzlies. I've heard a lot of right now. Okay, so OBS reconnection successful. Let's see. I'm just gonna type that down on the chat. Let's see. Can you hear us, ladies and gentlemen? And I'll wait for you guys to reply. And I'll leave a little message. Can you hear us? Because I know Jordan said, "Ah, crap, not again."
Yeah.
And right now the video is buffering. Let's see. Something is happening to the stream. Is anyone else catching this? Jordan says, "I can hear." Okay, so very sorry, guys. Just a little technical hiccup. We had one right before we were about to start, but I restarted my internet connection, hoping that something like this didn't happen. But luckily, it was only temporary. Yeah, DeMichael Jackson Helm says, "I can hear you." Sci-Fi Dragon says, "We can hear you." Okay, so that delay is, catching up. All right, so please continue, my friend.
Okay, I think I was just talking about bears, Andres. I don't know if I was going anywhere.
You were talking about a bear who was kind of fed up with living life in the... It sounds like something from an animated movie. It's like, you know what? I'm tired of the outside world. I want to check into that hotel. Yeah. And then it's like his squirrel sidekick would be like, "You can't go in there. It's humans. They're dangerous."
And he'd sound exactly like that.
Yeah. Because I'm sure that's how all squirrels sound, with high-pitched, squeaky voices.
I hope that's how they all sound. Otherwise, I'd be really freaked out if they talked like Billy D. Williams. That'd be scary.
Maybe the bear is Billy D. Williams in disguise,
Oh.
He comes across the hotel. "What do we have here?"
Yes, complimentary rooming. Do you allow bears in your... No. Well, hell, I'm out of here.
Yeah. This world ain't safe for us bear people.
Well, you know what? It's best in life to just keep to the bare necessities, and
very true.
Thank you. The bare necessities there, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Crooked says like Tim the Bear from the Cleveland Show.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to go in there, but the humans were not very kind to me. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my story, man. Maybe another author is staying at that hotel this week and will be inspired to write a groundbreaking horror story based on a hotel or a bear sneaking into a haunted hotel. I mean, it could be possible.
Maybe it'll be adapted to a TV movie or a TV miniseries or a movie or a remake later down the line.
Maybe.
Yeah. And he'll have Christopher Walken in there, you know. He'll be screaming bears.
Bears!
He'll get him. He'll be Christopher Walken checking into a hotel room, only to find it's haunted by the ghost of a bear, and he has to fight it. I want that to happen now.
I want that. I want to see Christopher Walken in like Ghostbusters technology fight a ghost bear. That would be awesome.
I'm gonna get you, bear.
Bears, come on, you and me. Ooh. And then he chases the ghost bear around, and Scooby-Doo music plays and shenanigans. They're running in and out of different doors in the hallway.
It's time to find out who you really are.
Country Bear Hall. Oh no!
And it turns out, Daddy Roth, why are you a bear? Why are you bear man?
Oh, the Sci-Fi Dragon mentioned a movie called Open Season. That name sounds so familiar.
I remember,
was there a bear and a moose or something, or a bear and a deer?
Yeah, it was a bear and a deer. I think the bear. It was the opposite word. The bear was civilized, but he now had to live in the wild. And he meets that deer, and the deer is sort of his donkey. He's like Eddie Murphy donkey, because he's like, I think it was it was David Spade who played the donkey. I'm not sure who the donkey. I mean the deer, but I'm not sure who played the bear. And then I remember there were 2 direct-to-video sequels. And so I guess you can call it the Open Season trilogy for anyone interested. But yeah, the greatest of all animated trilogies.
Yes,
I think that was like an early Sony CGI animation, perhaps. Let's see who animated that. Maybe not DreamWorks, because it was kind of felt below standards. Let's see, Open Season film.
Crooked Lore says, that's right. I like the Cleveland Show, The Simpsons, and Shin Godzilla. Come get me, society. I'm a rebel without a cause, which makes me a horrible rebel. You know?
Yes, it was Sony Pictures Animation and Columbia Pictures.
Okay.
That's why nobody remembers it.
Yeah.
Let's see. 3 sequels. There's a 4th Open Season movie. My God, it's a quadrilogy.
Oh my God. Was there ever a sequel to that other wildlife wilderness movie, Over the Hedge?
I remember that? Over the Hedge, yeah. I think that was DreamWorks. Yeah,
okay.
Because I remember, every DreamWorks poster has to have the raised eyebrow looking character, and Open Season definitely had that with the raccoon character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. So, and he said Open Season is the Madagascar ripoff, because animals who were living in human society were now living in the wild. I see what you did there. Let's see. All right. So I guess moving onwards to my story. Do you remember a particular movie that came out, I think 10 years ago at this point, that was sort of raised in high quote-unquote praise as the next Troll 2, which was Birdemic, Shock and Terror.
Oh, that little movie?
Yeah.
The cultural phenomenon that is Birdemic, Shock and Terror, Andres?
Yes, the cultural.
No, I don't remember that. That doesn't sound familiar at all. No.
Okay,
never heard
well, for those who don't know, about 10, because 10 years is a long time on the internet, so I wouldn't be surprised if people forgot. Actually, no.
With kids these days and their short attention spans.
Not 2008, but 2010. So we're 8 years in.
Yeah.
This was it's hard to believe that it's almost 10 years ago for a 2010
Yeah.
film, that we had an individual by the name of James Nguyen, who was like some office worker who raised together $10,000, created his own
Romantic
film.
thriller. It's called the romantic thriller,
A
Andres.
romantic thriller, yes. Inspired by the likes of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, he
Yes.
created this film called Birdemic Shock and Terror, sometimes simply called Birdemic, and it was quite successful due to its infamy of being a horribly made movie,
Yeah.
a horribly incompetent movie. And so James Nguyen eventually decided to create a sequel 3 years later, riding off the success of the first movie called Birdemic 2, The Resurrection. And this is a movie that I actually did a commentary for quite a while back with a couple friends on the Shoe Watch podcast. And so, Birdemic 2 came out 2013. Another romantic thriller horror film.
It's a romantic thriller inspired by the Hitchcock cinema, Andres.
Yes, of course.
In his own words.
Yeah. And, we haven't really heard anything since then. At least that's what I thought. Until one day I was like, you know what? I remember James Nguyen
Just gotta interrupt you. I think Brumakayan just gave you the entire budget of Birdemic 2 Shock and Terror right now, Andre. He just donated.
Oh, wow. Brumakian Productions gave us $50 in the super chat. He said, "Hello, you glorious fools. Hello,
give us money."
Thank you very much for the donation, my friend. Thank you very much. Your $50 are very much so appreciated.
Yes, now Andres pockets the money as I slum on the streets of South London. Stay outside, you filthy animal. Only once a month do you get to come in.
And then everyone's like, show off. But thank you very much, man. We very much so appreciate your donation. And for anyone who doesn't know, yes, I did enabled super chats, which is available for anyone who just simply wants to throw a couple bucks our way, like the poor street performers that we are.
Right, we're just dancing out on the street with clown noses, and we have an open guitar case. So please help us. We're not asking for your money, but we're asking for your money.
And it will it will sort of play into the new rules we have concerning the Q&A stuff, which we will explain after going over Birdemic. So, at one point I was like, you know what? I was thinking, whatever happened to Birdemic Shock and Terror? Whatever happened to the Birdemic series? Because I remember James Nguyen at one point saying that he would love to make a Birdemic 3, and it has been about 5 years half a decade since Birdemic 2, The Resurrection.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen Birdemic 2. But is that one was played more for laughs, right? That one was more self-aware.
It kind of. It's like at some points it genuinely wanted to be an action comedy it's like it was self-aware, and by just repeating everything that made the first movie funny, while at the same time trying to genuinely be action oriented, it's trying to be funny and badass at the same time. In a way, it was kind of wanting to be Sharknado in a way, but it failed horribly because it's not funny at all, and it's lazy, and it's cringy. It's awkward. Yeah, I would say awkward more than cringy. So it's like it's aware that the first movie was bad, but at the same time it's not, because I don't know. It's like, I don't know what was going on in James Nguyen's mind, where it's like, oh, people like my first movie, I guess I will redo that, essentially, but add some more badass stuff like caveman and zombies and blood rain and all this stuff.
Dear God, how confounding.
Yes. I'll add gunplay and martial arts and giant jellyfishes for some reason. But yeah, it's this very awkward moment where it's like it's just a rehash of the first movie. It's trying to take itself seriously, but at the same time not seriously. It's just like a complete mess, and it's definitely nowhere near as fun as the first movie, because it's essentially just a less genuine version of the first movie.
Yeah, and that's upsetting if they go the insincere route, because that's part of the huge charm behind Birdemic, the first one, is that he was legitimately trying his hardest. And this is what he put out.
And I think that's what like killed a lot of the momentum for the Birdemic franchise, quote unquote Birdemic franchise, because I came across this Indiegogo from, let's see, how many years ago was this campaign? Let's see. Okay, so this is an Indiegogo from 2016 for Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle, which was, of course, organized by Movie Head Pictures, which is James Nguyen's own production company located in Hollywood in California, and it was this Indiegogo was attempting to raise $500,000. And do you want to know how much it raised?
Please tell me.
Let's see. I want to ask everyone else in the chat. What do you think this movie raised? Because it definitely didn't raise its the $500,000 it needed to start production. Now I would have to wait because due to the whole delay thing.
And now we're waiting.
Well, I guess since somebody recommended I sing the bare necessities. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about I mean the bare necessities is Mother Nature's recipe. Let's see. Amanda guessed $2. Arkham Knight Rider says $200. Godzilla 154 says $1. Jordan Fazende says $200. Okay, so everyone's saying like 5 cents.
5 cents.
$10 and a ham sandwich. Let's see. So it was able to raise $500 essentially.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
I like how we have to insert Owen Wilson at the end there of our fail horn. Wow.
So it's like a very sarcastic wow.
Wow. Yeah. That's sad.
Yeah, so it's like trying to raise $500,000, and it only got $596 from 6 backers, which is very shocking because given that Birdemic was sort of like a meme movie, you think that what happened to Stefan Stephenson with his GoFundMe, that sort of momentum could happen with Birdemic 3.
Yeah,
but
it's gotten a really big cult status, so it's strange that didn't happen.
Only 6 people paid attention to this. But you know what? Perhaps it was James Nguyen's incompetency that led to him being unable to promote the Indiegogo as much as he did promote like Birdemics 1 and 2. So like everyone heard of James Nguyen went out of his way to put like fake birds all over his van and start driving around Hollywood and have it play bird calls while he's advertising Birdemic, like in between, I guess, his breaks at his office job, so that everyone knew what the heck is this bird van doing, driving around Hollywood, going around Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah, so you think he'd go the extra mile in promoting this? That's sad.
Yeah. When you've only got 6 people,
because I can't believe it's because there was so little interest in it. Because Birdemic is like the cult film, bad movie. Like it's The Room of the 2010s. It's.
Yeah, like if you remember, there was like a Indiegogo for a sequel to Shaquille O'Neal's fighting game Shaq Fu.
Yeah.
And that raised a lot of money because everyone ironically said, "Hey, I want a sequel to Shaq Fu," and we got it like 5 years later. Into a supposedly mediocre what do you call it? Beat 'em up game. So yeah, you'd think that Birdemic would get some of that ironic support, but no, it was just 6 people who donated a total of $596. So let's go over the perks, shall we?
Oh, please.
Okay, so for $25, you get a thank you email from director James Nguyen to you for your support.
Hey, we should start giving perks to our audience. We should, that'd
$50
be
gets you a thank you.
Yeah, a firm thank you and a video message from me and Andres.
And your name will be on a list that no one will read.
Right.
Well, here, let's see. $50, you get an autographed postcard thank you from director James Nguyen. Oh, yeah. So for the $25 perk, one person claimed it. For the $50 perk, one person claimed it. $100 gets you the most expensive Blu-ray/DVD. You'll receive a copy of Birdemic 3 Blu-ray DVD when it's released, plus Birdemic 3 thank you postcard, both autographed by director James Nguyen. No one claimed it. $200 Birdemic 3 Blu-ray DVD and poster, both autographed by director James Nguyen. Nobody claimed it. $500, you'll be a bronze associate producer. You will receive Birdemic 3 screen credit as bronze associate producer, plus Birdemic 3 Blu-ray DVD, plus poster, plus t-shirt, plus hat, all autographed by director James Nguyen. I would love to see that on someone's IMDb.
I would love an autographed hat from James Nguyen. I would wear it everywhere.
Let's see. 1,000. Let's see. Oh yeah, and one person claimed the 500 prize perk. $1,000. The silver associate producer. You'll receive Birdemic 3 screen credit as silver associate producer, plus Birdemic 3 Blu-ray DVD poster, t-shirt, hat. Birdemic Shock and Terror Blu-ray DVD, Birdemic 2 The Resurrection Blu-ray DVD, all autographed by director James Nguyen. Nobody claimed this. And finally, the $5,000 perk, the Gold Associate Producer. You will receive Birdemic 3 screen credit as Gold Associate Producer, plus Birdemic 3 Blu-ray DVD poster, t-shirt, hat, mug, and the first 2 movies on Blu-ray DVD, all autographed by James Nguyen, plus 2 tickets to the Birdemic 3 world premiere. And of course, even though it's not stated here, I'm assuming that if you don't live in Hollywood, your flights and accommodation will not be paid for.
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah, none of these like these crowdfundings, none of them ever pay for people people for their flights and accommodations.
Hell no.
Travel
for the perks, they should just give you a big old postcard of James Nguyen and Joel Hodgson giving you the middle finger and saying thanks for the money. I mean, why not?
Let's see. But you know what? There is some hope, my friend. The Indiegogo has, unlike Kickstarter, Indiegogo gives you the option of having you have either a set goal or a quote-unquote flexible goal, which allows you to keep the money even if you don't reach your goal. So luckily for James Nguyen, he was able to keep that nearly $600 he raised on Indiegogo. So maybe there is a chance for him to record Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle on his iPhone.
I would just like to say, for the record, Patrick, Andrew, and I recorded or filmed our G-Fest videos at G-Fest for no money at all. Only the cost of staying at the hotel. For far less than, what was he asking for?
$500,000.
$500,000. And our pig sketch looks just as good as anything in Birdemic. I'm sorry, James. Right. Maybe he was gonna make it look better. I don't know.
Maybe it was something along the lines of, it's like he wanted to make a genuinely good movie this time and wanted to have like big special effects.
Yeah, big Hollywood movie. Yeah.
Yeah, from a distance, it looks realistic.
From out the door, out of the room.
That's probably my favorite. Sean Berry says, "Let's see Ano's take on Birdemic."
Okay. Well, purple. It'd basically be our pig sketch with purple lasers everywhere. Just purple lasers everywhere.
You just have to go in a fetal position. I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away. Let's see. Going back on the comments here, seeing. Let's see. Going down. Crooked Lore says the Shaq Fu game has Obama DLC. I kid you not.
Oh my lord!
I did hear about that. Let's see. Joseph says, "Would you guys help fund a Death Kappa sequel?" Fuck no.
No. I'm not.
Let's see.
We wouldn't help fund our own podcast. What are you talking about? We're not going to help fund Death Kappa.
No. Let's see. Going down. Somebody's talking about Fox. I don't know what's that about. Let's see. Oh, fun fact: Shaquille O'Neal unironically thinks that Shaq Fu is a genuine masterpiece.
Well, of course.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's true. Actually, let's see. Going down.
Okay, well, is that pretty much all for the Birdemic Kickstarter?
So there's a video, actually. And
okay.
I'm going to send you the link right now. And I'll try to see if I can share the link on the chat. But if not, at least my streaming system will allow people to listen to the audio.
Yeah, and you can tell people where to find it for later reference, right?
Right, yes. Let's see. So I'm sending it to you right now. I'll have it at 00 already. I'll send it on the chat. There you go. Will it work? Oh, if not, you can search up Birdemic 3 Sea Eagle Indiegogo fundraising campaign. That's the name of the video. And this is the video that's attached to the Indiegogo itself. So, do you have it ready, Brayton?
I do. I'm up and ready to go.
Okay, so let's play. Let's press play and see how well James Nguyen wanted us to get that $500,000 so badly. And see, let's see if he can retroactively get our money. Let's see if he can retroactively convince us that we should have backed his Indiegogo. So let's check it out.
Earn our money, James.
In 3, 2, 1, play. All right, we have a still of a bird.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Hi, I'm James Nguyen. I'm in my backyard.
That's essentially what we have here.
Yeah.
What?
I can't move closer to the. I mean, his audio here is at least as good as the audio in Birdemic.
He certainly hasn't lost his touch.
No.
Ah. Nice panning shot.
Yeah. Wait, what is he standing on right now? Is he submerged in the ocean?
Oh, we have a bird right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Well, I feel like I've seen the movie already now. It's just one lone sea eagle attacking.
My God, more birds.
Bunch of B-roll here. Yeah, they look realistic.
Yeah,
they look really real. Oh, how interesting.
Wow.
Wow. Mine, etc.
I see the seagull, but where's the sea eagle?
Right. They have laser eyes, Andres. See, I told you it's going to be just like our pig movie.
Ah. He should narrate nature documentaries.
Yeah,
they have lasers, and then they dive, and
they do a kamikaze dive.
And
Birdemic 3 CEO, the budget for production is $500,000.
Yes, I'm serious.
Stop laughing.
No, really, guys, come on.
Tell your friends about it, and that I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. And the plan is to go to production in 2019. 2017. I hope you can help out. Happy Birdemic.
Oh, he's so cute. He's like a little toddler. Oh, is he just
cut?
Oh,
okay.
Ooh, yeah. He hasn't lost his touch. You know, that directorial style is still there in full effect.
Yeah. Let's see what everyone else has said so far. Let's see, we have Cody Bratch finally joining us. Let's see. Going down.
Crooked I think he wants Birdemic starring Belle the Crooked Cat Girl. And no, Crooked. The world's not ready for that.
Yeah, and plus there's no drama because she would probably eat all the birds.
Yeah, hello. She's a cat. I mean, the movie would be over in 5 seconds.
Yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure that the birds have no chance against her. Because she essentially just wins every argument. You know, with so many people so obsessed over who would win between so and so and so and so, anyone who wins against Belle, it's just automatically her win.
Yeah.
I mean, Belle versus Sharknado. You know, come on.
She's overpowered as hell.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why she's never going to be in Smash Brothers, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Pokemans.
Oh, the Pokios and the Yugi-mons.
The Pokios and the Yugi-mans, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, so, yeah, like I was saying, I'm pretty sure that if he had promoted this Indiegogo more, he probably would have gotten a lot more ironic support. I mean, just look at, for example, the Sharknado series. They're going on their 6th and final installment in that ludicrous in-joke of a movie series. So it's like, if fucking like Sharknado can get to 6 movies due to ironic support, I have no doubt in my mind that people would have supported Birdemic 3, Sea Eagle. But, yeah, Crooked says, finally you admitted, bow to Belle's creator! Yes, so that is my story for today. The tale of whatever happened to the Birdemic series. So, while we get our guest Enshohma on board, we did decide to make some changes to the format of the series. Now, in the past, we would kind of have a sort of free-for-all in terms of the Q&A segment at this point in the show. However, due to the overwhelming support you guys have shown to us, it has become a bit difficult to go through everybody's it has been difficult to to get through everybody's questions, and so it ends up taking like much longer than necessary for us to wrap up the show and still get to everyone's questions. So what we decided to do is, this is all Brayton's. I'll give credit to Brayton for coming up with this idea.
Yes, if you hate this idea and if it fails miserably, you know who to blame. I brought this to the table.
And, you know, you can feel free to let us know either now or afterwards, after this show has been recorded, in the comments below, where we decide that we're just going to basically have like a free-form conversation with our guest, and we'll answer some questions that are related to our conversation. As opposed to answering.
We'll still read your comments. You know, feel free to comment on what we're talking about. We'll still bounce off you, but we're not going to be doing a Q&A tonight.
Right, it's just basically like a conversation between us and the audience. And so, and of course, if you happen to have, with the exception being super chats, if you have a super chat question, we'll definitely answer that.
Yes. But I wanted to say the Q&A portion will come in next month. This month, where at the end of the night or after the live stream's over, you can leave your questions in the comments, and we will answer. We will make the next episode of Audio Synchronicity. It'll just be me and Andres
picking the best questions.
Picking the best questions. That will be the Q&A, strictly Q&A episode, and we can go on longer form discussions about the questions and extrapolate on them more, because we'll have more time rather than trying to fit everything in
Right.
Just running ourselves ragged all in one night.
Right, and we're not going to try to go through like every comment like that. In the past we try to read every single comment that goes our way. However, we decide that we're just going to read like the newest comments just so we can keep up with the chats, conversations, and what's going on there. Cody Bratch, like for instance, I can read Cody Bratch's right now. Wait, this is Brayden's idea? I love this plan. I'm excited to be part of it.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you very much.
Crooked says, but none of my questions are worth spending money on for the answer. Of course. Plus, you know it's Crooked. You can always get my answer right away.
Yeah.
Let's see. Conversation? I don't know how to do a conversation. So,
Is
yeah.
one of your Earth jokes? What?
Crooked's, the fuck's a conversation?
Crooked doesn't have conversations. He just talks loudly at people. That's what he does.
You're not far off, man.
Yeah.
He just likes to talk about how great he is, and he wants people to respond to that. Let's see. So let's see if Raph is available now.
Yeah, so our guest tonight is Raph Enshohma. So if you have any questions specifically for Raph, feel free to put those in there and we'll talk to Raph about them. Raph Enshohma, of course, a very good friend of ours,
you may know
an artist
him,
friend.
Yeah, you may know him as the guy who does a good portion of the title cards for Brandon Tenold's cult movie reviews.
Yes.
Perhaps like the one connection we have to someone who is far more popular than any of us. Let's see.
Yeah, he's a wonderful, talented, giant clown of a man. We've had him on the show before. He's my co-author in Everything Waffle Man and a Waffle Man audio drama coming soon. We just need to finish some of the artwork for. He's a creature of the night.
Yes. Let's see. Currently trying to add him to the call right here. Not sure if it's working. Okay. Is that you, Raph?
I see his logo.
Have we pulled you into the realm of Skype and live streaming?
Oh, I'm here. It was such an amazing journey traveling to the fourth dimension of the internet.
Starting already with the Doctor Who shit, Raph.
No, well, I should have done my Tom Baker. Then I would have won the kids. So it's like
you don't have to do it. We could just use our imagination.
Ramona, the Daleks are coming. They're going to fight the Cybermen.
That's good.
Okay, I gotta read Crooked School question because it's just too funny. My only question: how did the Red Ranger feel when the White Ranger, Zordon's chosen ranger, took his land and resources? Damn the white. It's really ironic because I think Jason David Frank, or maybe his character Tommy Oliver, is supposedly of Native American descent, which makes his transition as the Red Zeo Ranger a bit awkward.
You want to hear something even funnier?
What's that?
Tommy's full name is Tommy Oliver. Oliver, like Irish or Scottish, and he started out as a Green Ranger.
Oh.
Then he became the White Ranger, and then he became the Red Ranger when we found out he was Native American.
No.
And then
if only
and
Tommy
then there was
Jewish, then it would make like the green thing also make sense in a racist fashion.
I think we've had some blue Jewish Rangers on the show. I just can't remember any. But don't forget, in Dino Thunder was
Samuel Gershwitz, Blue Ranger.
Hold
up, everybody! I am here. Sorry, with the flippings, I can't do it very well, but I am with have the attitude.
Oh God, the explosions! They're burning my sensitive skin.
My mother packed me a lunch today to fight the thing with the sword. I'm ready now. I'm sorry I'm late. Dean.
And then, of course, in Power Rangers Dino Thunder, Tommy became the Black Ranger, and that had a whole subplot about him questioning whether or not he was half black.
Oh, my.
I'm joking. That never happened.
I can't imagine Power Rangers gets that deep, Raph.
Right. Yeah, it's so sad. I was watching some episodes of RPM last Thursday, and even when it gets deep, it doesn't get deep.
No.
Nah, what are you expecting, Raph? Some competent writing out of Power Rangers?
Nope. I'm on the verge of giving up on the franchise. But that's another story.
Yes. Oh, by the way, speaking of Power Rangers, you went to Power Morphicon, right?
Yes, I did. I had a very small corner. I was sharing it with a very small corner of a table. I was sharing it with a friend. And
Yes.
I'll be honest, I was at the very first Power Morphicon, which was at a now forgotten and long destroyed downtown hotel in Los Angeles.
Was it destroyed by the Megazord battle?
No, no, no. It was just a crummy hotel. Like was it halfway in the weekend? The convention, the managers of that convention, of the very first convention, the hotel which the convention took place, they booked the convention at the same time as a super wealthy bar mitzvah. So some panels had to be canceled so the bar mitzvah people can have their room and vice versa. So it was just a disaster. And a year later, that hotel, whose name I unfortunately can't think off the top of my head, completely went out of business. They even had an open house sale where people could come in and buy furniture from the hotel. So it was ridiculous. But after that, they moved to the Pasadena Convention Center, which was a much nicer venue.
Is that where Anime Expo takes place?
No, Anime Expo, a far larger convention, ridiculously large, takes place at the LA Convention Center, which is a massive building. It's almost equal to the San Diego Comic-Con venue. No, the Pasadena Convention Center is a much smaller convention center in Pasadena, but it's a very nice place, and I've done multiple conventions there. But this year they've moved from Pasadena to Anaheim, and even though the Anaheim Convention Center is almost as big as the San Diego Comic-Con convention, the section it was a fairly small section they cut off for this year's Power Morphicon, but it was very well done. It was very packed. Plenty of people came in. And in fact, it's funny. I talked to Mars Girl and Josh the Knight. Those two have their own. I definitely
know who Mars Girl is, but who is Josh the Knight?
Her co-host and husband and longtime friend. They do streaming news every once in a while. So nice people. I met them over there, exchanged information. I'm not saying much, but I might be doing artwork. So.
Nice, awesome.
Yeah, if not, I just know them on Facebook. So they're really awesome people in person.
If you draw Mars Girl, please for the love of God, be respectful.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not Mr. Triple Double D's all the time.
Yes, you are.
Only with my own original characters. I try to be tasteful with the real people. So, it's true. Quick shout out to Josh Aguiar. I also looked up Solar Babies after I watched your Ready Player One review, and it looks cool. Where can I get a copy? Don't, Jose.
Look at what you have wrought, Raph.
Don't you have copies of Solar Babies like stockpiled though, Raph? I'd imagine so.
Don't you have all the copies of Solar Babies?
You've collected all of them, so the world will not know the pain that you've suffered.
Yes, that is true. I'm like Batman, except I keep Solar Baby tapes in my attics. No. I'll tell you about Solar Babies in a little bit. Okay, quick tangent.
No, don't tell us about Solar Babies.
Okay, excellent. So back to Power Morphicon. They moved to Anaheim. And I think at one point, I think on Sunday late afternoon, about 2 hours before the convention closed, Mars Girl and Josh, they both walked in front of our table. I was sharing a table with Mark Rivers. We were table 335.
Does Mark Rivers sell art?
Yes, he sells art. He sells these really cool homemade scrolls based on Lovecraft characters, but recently he's done ones for Godzilla and King Ghidorah, and this year he did one for Lord Zed, and he sold out all the scrolls, and they're printed on cardstock regular, but then he tears off the sides. He dyes them and covers them with various chemicals to make them look old and harden. And he sells these things like hotcakes at various conventions. Like he made $300 just selling scrolls for this convention alone. Earlier this year, I think he was at one of the bigger conventions here in Los Angeles, and he made like over $800 selling these scrolls. So, and I had my own little corner, and I barely sold anything, but it was okay. It was a last minute invite from him. He didn't even remember he had the table until it came through him through the email. But anyways, back to Mars Girl and Josh tonight. We were talking, and I think they said it best. In the past Power Ranger conventions they visited, there would always be like a lot of gatekeeping and a lot of ill will between the Super Sentai fans and the pure Power Ranger fans.
That's interesting, considering how they've gotten more Sentai actors involved as guests in the newer conventions.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. In recent years, with the Super Sentai series coming over to America officially, thanks to Shout Factory, and just the Japanese tokusatsu scene becoming a little more accessible in America, Mars Girl and Josh were honestly surprised how congenial everybody was. There was no conflicts, there was no grudges or anything, and even I realized that because in the past I've gone to Power Ranger conventions. And it's a good mix between socially awkward people who, forgive me for saying this, who might be a little autistic, bless them, and people who are just generally antisocial asswipes. So, and from my personal experience, I've dealt more with the third, but this convention was just nice people all around, and it's like, yeah. So no, so I met Mars Girl, Josh. I briefly met Linkara, and it's funny too because we all three were connected to that terrifying site that shall not be named.
I was going to say, did the terrifying site that shall not be named ever came up? In any conversation.
That was like our secret Lord of the Rings handshake. It's like, oh, do you remember? I'm the title card for Brendan Tennall. It's like, oh yeah, I remember your work from that site that shall not be named. Yeah, and that was even that was like a recurring gag that none of us like shared. It was just we all referred to the site as the one that shall not be named.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So Linkar recognized me instantly. He gave me a big hug.
Really?
Yeah, and so did Mars Girl and Josh, and that's why they want. It's at first I like I said, I came to this convention last minute. I didn't bring any cards. I only brought the prints that I made. And
I'm telling you, you should. Did you have any? Tell me you had prints of the pumpkin wrapper.
No, unfortunately, and I came completely last minute. So it's like literally like 3 days before the convention started. Mark Rivers was like, "Oh, I totally forgot I got a table. You want to come along to this?" And I honestly, like, I wasn't planning on going because despite what everyone says, a bus ride to Anaheim is not a pleasant experience. And the buses don't last all day, so there's no way I was going to go there on my own. I don't drive, by the way, for various reasons. And if you watch enough recap videos from other Power Ranger fans about this Morphicon who've never been in California, that seems to be the recurring gag. It's like, I've never dealt with the horrors of LA traffic.
Oh, yeah. God.
And Enshohma doesn't drive because he suffers from the Mr. Incredible syndrome. Like, if you remember the scene where he's cramped all inside the car, and every time he steps out, he dents the hood, and he trips on a skateboard and breaks the window and breaks the door. And then Andres pulls up on a little bike, and he almost drops the car on him, and has to pretend like nothing happened. But
right,
what are you here for? I don't know. Something amazing to happen.
I guess.
Me too, kid. Me too. Okay,
and that's how you guys met.
Yeah, I also have super strength, and I fight robots, so unsuccessfully.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that, Raph. That's
okay, all right.
Cody Bratch says, speaking of Linkara, he literally just uploaded a review of the comic book Godzilla Half-Century War.
Excellent.
I'm very surprised because all of his attention has just mostly been the awful Godzilla Kingdom of the Monsters series that he does on his Atop the Fourth Wall. But yeah, I'm very glad that he looks at a good comic book Godzilla comic, potentially the best Godzilla comic.
Yeah, no, he is a Godzilla fan from what he told me, even though he kind of prefers Power Rangers a little more.
Of course.
And he's doing a summer retrospective of several Godzilla comics. I think he only does Kingdom of Monsters as a Patreon gig because again, a lot of people say that's a terrible comic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is, but from a lot of American comic books.
Horribly dated now.
Oh yeah, that's like thanks to Obama. Yeah, fake Obama saying the F word.
Fake.
Thanks, Obama.
Fake.
For making our Godzilla comics dated.
Fake Lady Gaga. Fake Jersey Shore.
Yeah, and you know, I like American-made Godzilla comics, but the problem with a lot of them I've noticed, especially from the 90s and the Dark Horse era, is that they're like maybe too cynical. Like, I don't know. It's like when
it was the 90s.
Yeah, but especially when it comes to American-made Godzilla fiction, it gets a little too cynical, either one way, like Frank Miller whenever he writes for Batman, or the other way where it's Godzilla cheesy crap, or I'm not going to take this seriously. Godzilla 98, ladies and gentlemen. So, but yeah, no, I'm glad to hear Linkara just posted his new video.
Yeah.
But no, I met Linkara. He was really cool. Who else? Yeah. Oh man, David. Kaplan, David Kaplan, the voice actor for Diabolico, and who's currently doing the voice acting in Voltron Legendary Offenders for King Zarkon. Although I'm probably getting his name wrong, so somebody please double check that. But no, I actually met David Kaplan on the second Power Morphicon, and although he barely remembered me, he was like a very nice and very friendly presence towards me, because I had a table like just 2 tables down from him, and he was always saying hello, and we had a lot of nice conversations. And it's a shame too, because after that convention I made this really good ink portrait of Diabolico, demon, anti-heroic demon character he played in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, and I wish I knew where that went, because I would have loved giving it to him as a gift, because he was just incredibly pleasant and very friendly during that second Power Morphicon. So yeah, I talked with him for a little bit. I met Brittany, who was didn't get her last name, but she was the daughter to one of the prop masters who worked on the Californian production of Power Rangers, and she bought a Baragon print from me.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's funny too, because apparently her little sister adores Baragon, but doesn't realize that Baragon's supposed to be the villain in those movies.
Who doesn't?
So
honestly, who doesn't love Baragon? He's just too adorable not to hate.
I know, like Brendan Tennell.
Godzilla didn't love Baragon, Andres. That's why he stomped him into the ground and blew his face up.
That is true.
Neither did Frankenstein. So
yeah. Everybody else though loves him.
Yeah, exactly. So although in real life, if you met Baragon, that would not be pleasant. So even the good guy Baragon from GMK accidentally killed a lot of people. So. But no, it's funny too. It's like Brendan Tennall's recent review of Frankenstein Conquers the World. So it's like, watch out, Frankenstein! Baragon's ultimate power is he gets cuter and cuter,
and more pudgy and portly.
Exactly. So, I know I met a lot more people at Power Morphicon, but no, that's basically it. I can imagine. Oh, Matt Frank was there. I hung out with him for a little bit.
Okay.
He had his own table.
Of course.
And yeah, and it was really cool talking with him. Unfortunately, because I wasn't the driver and the host of our table, it was all my friend Mark Rivers, also known as Hawanja on online. He has a YouTube series, by the way, called Why I Hate the World, but it's mostly political talk. He's trying to get into movie reviews and all that.
All right.
But he's a cool guy. Mark Rivers has been a very good and supportive friend of mine. But I was on his schedule. He was the driver, so I couldn't stay too long with Matt Frank. But I spent enough time with Matt Frank. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and we talked. We shoot the poop, so to speak. Talked about like
scary little girl guarding the table, notwithstanding, Raph.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. So across, I got to mention this because I think you guys might get a big laugh out of this. Hold on. Let me see if I can remember. Yeah. Across from. Oh darn. Hold on. I'm trying my best to. I was on a roll.
Enshohma's old. You have to let him think for a minute. He's rebooting.
I
He's
talk
buffering.
Too much. I got to rest my vocal cords.
I'm like the oldest guy from Red Letter Media. It's like, oh, the dementia's kicking in.
Yeah, it's time to put you in a home, Raph. Really.
Yeah,
but he keeps refusing.
Yeah.
Oh,
you're gonna have to send the white coats in for you, Raph. You're gonna be coming.
All right, there's a artist who does professional work for the Super Sentai series, and I think he's even done some monster designs.
You mean
Hiroshi
Kanatani?
Yeah. He had a table right across from Matt Frank, and apparently him and Matt Frank have been friends for years. They've known each other since Matt Frank, even before Matt Frank started getting published professionally. He also brought his young daughter with him, who was like, I think 9 years old.
Yeah, she was also there at last year's G-Fest at Hiroshi's table.
Yeah, okay, here's the hilarious thing, though. Hiroshi and his daughter didn't know that I, too, was friends with Matt Frank. So when Matt Frank asked me to go guard his table for a bit while he went to deliver a black dragon, that's a monster from the Studios Power Ranger comics, to the head of Hasbro or the current representative of Hasbro.
Okay.
Since Hasbro was there in force over at the Power Morphicon,
right?
They
this was their first time having a presence at the convention since the buyout.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see the Transformers merchandise approaching, like the presence of Transformers and G.I. Joe slowly approaching the convention.
No, they just had a bunch of bodyguards dressed up as the My Little Pony characters beating the crap out of everybody for money. I don't know what that was about.
I'm not sure if that is better or worse.
Anyways, Hiroshi didn't know that I was a friend of Matt Frank. So when I went to go guard the table, I foolishly thought it would be a good idea not to sit at the table, because in the past, when I've looked after Matt Frank's table at other conventions,
you I always stand next to the table.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I did awkwardly stand next to the table because in the past, I've sat behind the table and I broke so many people's hearts.
I am Matt Frank.
Exactly. People would come up with like their eyes all glittering and glazing. It's like, shaking my hand without even saying anything.
And then the people who have seen pictures of Matt Frank look at you and say, "Matt Frank? What happened? Did you roll around in some nuclear waste? What?"
No, my friends, it's Hollywood race bending, except reverse. I used to be a white man from Texas. Now I'm a Hispanic man from Planet Zol.
I'm imagining you recreating the scene with the grandmother and the big bad wolf from Little Red Riding Hood, where you're, I'm Matt Frank.
What black hair you have?
Yeah.
What a big beard you have.
Yeah, it's a perfect beard to kill you with, and just reaches out for them.
Crazy eyes you have.
Crazy eyes to gander you with. Anyways, so in the past I've sat behind Matt Frank's table. I decided not to do it this year because I didn't want the awkwardness of telling people, "I'm sorry, Matt Frank isn't here." "You're not Matt Frank," and they start crying.
You lie. You're a phony. A big fat phony.
"Oh yeah, kid. Well, this is Power Morphicon, so take a hike." Disappointments all around.
Everything's a phony. It's all Sentai footage.
I can see the strings. It's all.
You see that?
No, those actors you like, that's not even them fighting.
See that putty
you think the Pink Rangers is hot? That's a dude in that suit.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Anyway, so I decided to, I awkwardly stand next to the table. I thought that way I wouldn't cause any confusion. Big mistake, because the next moment I realized Hiroshi's little girl was sitting right in Matt Frank's seat, and it's like, "Hi, who are you?" It's like, just looking after Matt's table. And like she didn't speak much English, but that I gotta admit, that was like the scariest little girl you've ever met. So I wouldn't be surprised if she pulled out a bazooka and blasted me like 14 feet behind.
You and her recreated the Jack Raccoon fight from Incredibles 2, where she's just like blasting at you with lasers as you're running for your life.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh god, Austin Powers versus Mini-Me, except Mini-Me has the upper hand. Oh god, but yeah, she was a very intimidating guard dog to the table. So it was only after Matt Frank came back that it's like Hiroshi's daughter, back, calm down, he's a friend. It's like, fine. Next time.
I don't like him.
So yeah, Hiroshi Kanatani, you have a tough daughter who will one day rule the world. Not since Raul Julia as M. Bison have I met somebody so scary. No, but everything kind of calmed down after that. I spent some time with Matt Frank. He was selling his Red Man graphic novel, or trade paperback, I should say, which is I highly recommend. It's a very.
Did you buy it?
Yes, I bought it. It's a really cool. It's almost nothing but dialogue, since, as Brayton can contest to this, Red Man is just a giant superhero who goes around randomly.
Snuff film. It's a kaiju snuff film.
Wait. You said it's nothing but dialogue, meaning there's a lot of dialogue.
No. It's dialogue-less. There's barely any dialogue in it. It's mostly just visuals and action. It's disturbing.
One camera, one handy camera, like shaky cam footage of a guy beating the shit out of a person in a kaiju costume in the middle of a field. I felt wrong watching it. I felt like it should be outlawed.
I know it. Oh God! Like Brayton wants to do a version of a Redman episode, but with like the
you just mute the audio track. You just mute the audio track and put in like sad music from Cannibal Holocaust in the background as Redman is just fucking curb stomping this poor kaiju into the ground. It's so sad. Yeah. It's tragic.
So they straight up made Redman like a villain in this comic.
Well, the comic itself is kind of darkly humorous. It's kind of it's a tongue-in-cheek homage to the TV series.
So it feels very American.
No. It's more like a pleasant, humorous homage to Redman because it's dark. There's definitely some blood and kaiju death, but at the same time, there's some very humorous jokes in there.
I think like in one of Matt Frank's like live videos, pre-G-Fest, I think he mentioned before that they weren't allowed. There were like very few moments where like Tsuburaya had to step in and say, "Okay, that's a bit too violent. You may have to censor that."
Yeah, I know that was. Yeah, he told me that originally there's supposed to be a herd of pigmons that get brutal. Yeah, dead pigmons, but then they changed it to a slightly different creature called redmons.
Yeah,
but no. If you're familiar with the Redman series, the comic book, it's no dialogue, but it's a visual treat. Tons of monster cameos. We're talking Ultraman monsters I never thought I'd see in an English published book.
Now, classic Ultraman or like throughout the whole Showa series?
Oh, throughout the whole franchise. Okay. You got all sorts of monsters, even creatures from outside Ultraman, because Redman pretty much beat up any costume that was available at the time of the filming of that series.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of humorous bits added to it. So it's a tongue-in-cheek take on Redman with a bit of a mystery evolving an alien race that wasn't present in the original series. So yeah, I highly recommend it for you guys to get it if you don't mind.
So there's an actual ongoing story. There's an actual ongoing story as opposed to just Redman killing his victim of the week.
Yeah, fighting or brutally beating up. But not every monster dies when they meet Redman, especially one hilarious story where Dorako and Astron try to get a brontosaur-like monster called Zors from a lesser-known Tsuburaya series called Fight Mighty Jack to join them in a trio against Redman. Zors just wants to eat, and I'm not going to reveal the punchline to that, but sometimes the laziest kaiju are the most powerful just by being late.
Do they ever explain what makes the Redman red?
Racist Disney animators. I thought.
I'm glad you got the reference.
Yeah. So, by the way, I am Siamese. Won't you please? Matt Frank, I thought you were a big Hispanic gentleman. No, I'm Siamese now, and a cat. Okay, but no, this was honestly the best Power Morphicon I've ever been to, and I've been here at least 4 of them, I believe.
And I don't know how many. Every 2 years?
Yes, every 2 years. It's a bi-yearly convention. If it was bi-monthly, that's too much freaking Power Rangers.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, Hasbro was in a big attendance this time. The panels were so-so. There weren't that many interesting ones going on, unfortunately. And sadly, I think they've asked the celebrities so many questions that was just mostly Q&A, and sometimes it got infuriating, and I had to get out of there. So
you had to come across a bunch of people asking stupid questions.
Yeah, but like I said, I think a lot of the poor Power Ranger fans.
We don't know what that's like, right? It's not like we deal with that.
Do you think you can relate to this monster because she's a female and you're a woman?
No, there's plenty of questions like that, but it's like, yeah, I didn't attend like a full hour to any panel. I was like there for like the first 20 minutes, and then whoop, out, going. I'm out of here.
Now, did you meet any Ranger actors?
Sadly, no. It's in the past. I don't really go out of my way to visit them at the tables, but then if you show up early,
it would be kind of awkward because you only know them from like that one acting credit. It's like, hey, I remember you. How's life been treating ya?
Yeah. I did bump into the actress who played the Yellow Ranger in Power Rangers Jungle Fury. I forget her character and actress name at the moment. Right. But we only briefly met.
That's the case. That's with me and the majority of the Power Rangers.
Yeah. No, we only briefly met like in the parking lot as we were leaving. And I just quickly like, hey, I loved you in Jungle Fury. Oh, thanks, guys. Have a safe
I
ride
was like,
home.
oh, thanks. I haven't heard that all weekend.
Yeah, and then she flipped me off, and then they like did a karate kick and kicked me in the face. And Mark Rivers was like, "Was that a Power Ranger?" So, oh, by the way, the only real actor I went out of my way to say hello was not David Kaplan, Neil Kaplan. That's the name of the voice actor. He's done a lot of roles. He's done some work as Optimus Prime, but he's most well known as Diabolico in Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, and he does the voice of King Zarkon, Emperor Zarkon, as he corrected me, in the current Voltron series.
Yeah,
so,
the guy who
but no,
sounds
that
a bit like Kevin Michael Richardson in that series.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, that was the only actor I had time to talk to directly. But no, it's funny. The only actors I really had, the only celebrities I met were internet celebrities, Neil Kaplan, and in the past I've had long conversations with some of the Power Ranger actors. Like I remember we like I had a table like that the last Power Morphicon, and I came in early, and one of our neighbors was sorry about blanking on the actor's name. But the navy blue ranger from Power Rangers Ninja Storm, and he was just the sweetest guy ever. He just came to our table every once in a while and checked out some of our stuff and said, this was really impressive. I hope you... But no, he was a really cool guy, and apparently he's one of the nicer people over at the convention. But nice. And, sometimes you walk by the actors, you wave hi to them. I try not to be that guy. It's like, oh, can I shake your hand, take a selfie? Because they sell pictures at their booths. And you don't want to be kind of rude in that regard. Yeah. But it is cool just waving all these actors, and they are really nice. Say what you will about Power Rangers, but a lot of the actors who appear in these shows are very nice and talented people who probably deserve more. Like I wouldn't mind seeing them in more films. Unfortunately, I think Power Rangers is mostly what they're well known for.
Just for their acting careers, or what?
Oh, not really. There's okay. As much as I don't like Watch Mojo, there's a really good video of theirs called "Top 10 Actors You Didn't Realize Who Are on Power Rangers," and there's Bryan Cranston did some voice work, but a lot of people forget the Yellow Ranger from oh darn, which one was it? Oh God, there's so many Power Rangers.
I know the Red Ranger from, I think it was SPD, went on to star in Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah. And also the Yellow Ranger from RPM, I think. She went on to be the lead actress in iZombie, although I could be mistaken.
Let's not, of course, forget Johnny Young Bosch, who practically is like a major figure in the anime voiceover community.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, actually, I'm going to look up that actress right now, starring Rose McLeaver. Yes, she was the Yellow Ranger on Power Rangers RPM, and she's currently the star of iZombie. So yeah, some of these.
And Jordan says Neil Kaplan was Optimus Prime in the Robots in Disguise anime. Okay, I remember that. He was kind of like he sounded like a more youthful version of I'm forgetting the original actor's name. But basically, he's sounds like a more youthful G1 Prime.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Jordan. Yeah, that's exactly Optimus Prime he played. He also played that Eagle Digimon in the second season of Digimon.
Oh, okay, I remember that one with the feather headband.
Yeah, exactly, because Digimon, their designs get wacky, and I love it. So, the only downside I had about Power Morphicon is that really nobody likes the monsters outside of me. And when we did meet two 20-year-olds who do like the monsters, but they like the monsters ironically. So and the way they were talking, they were the kind of people who never listen to a conversation. They just instigate it and then wait for you to finish.
Yeah.
So it's like Mark Rivers found it hilarious how I didn't engage them at all in the conversation, because I honestly like the monsters from Power Rangers. When I need my kaiju fix and there's no Godzilla around, I'll go with, and I have such an offbeat sense of humor. The monsters of I've kind of, like I said,
because you love puns, zing.
Yeah, although it'd be nice for once to have a Power Ranger season where the monster names weren't all pun related.
Gibble Dobble, the ring-a-ding-dong.
Or all their dialogue in their fight scenes didn't consist of nothing but puns. Have a nice trip. See you next fall.
Yeah, and it's.
Hey,
I don't
chill out, he says as he shoots a ice beam at them.
Yeah, which is why I think I'm a big fan of
some rubber as he turns into a wheel and drives towards them.
Mr. Bad and Mr. Fabulous are such better Power Ranger villains in Enshohma.
You two are just going to keep doing those Power Ranger monster voices. Yeah, that's why I'm a fan of the post Zordon era when Zordon, spoilers alert, when after Zordon got killed, you got all those various Power Ranger series.
Zordon got killed?
Oh, damn it, Brayton.
What's going to happen to the Marvel Cinematic Universe now? He's not coming back ever?
What about Spider-Man?
Have you seen the Meg?
What about the Meg?
Will they rehire James Gunn?
Too soon.
Too soon. No, I'm a big fan of the post-Zordon era, which was a series from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy 1999 up to Power Rangers 2002, because they tried being a little more serious, even more serious than their Super Sentai counterparts. Mm-hmm. And even though the monsters had a lot of pun names, you got more developed villains in this series and slightly more threatening characters too, even if they did have silly names like Magmavore, this gigantic titan of rock and magma.
Sounds like a fetish.
Yeah. Well, magma. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So see, even when Magmavore is an honestly awesome looking monster. He's one of those Power Ranger monsters who could give Godzilla a good fight. Mm-hmm. Yet that name, it's oh god. Yeah, even when the character is really cool, the name betrays it. So
all the characters are really cool until they open their mouth, right? And then it comes out, and then it's like, oh, come on.
This is from the guy who only remembers Wrapping Pumpkin and everything else is a blur.
Well, Wrapping Pumpkin pretty much tells me all I need to know about what standards they're setting for themselves.
Right. But no, when you do come across a really cool Power Ranger monster, for me it's like an extra goodie. Although, like I said, the recent era of Power Rangers have been kind of meh for me, and this also includes for the two series that came after Power Rangers Megaforce. So and not only that, but
like
I can't.
They only basically like scrap by just on the basis of not being Megaforce.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but Nickelodeon is such a difficult network to deal with that screw it. I'm not going to wait 6 months just for a hiatus between 13 episodes. So screw that. Like I don't know how to explain it, but Nickelodeon just sucks. If it's not a SpongeBob marathon, what's the point? So and I'm getting too old too. I'll wait till they come out on DVD and I get them on sale. So
I don't think you're Nickelodeon's target demographic anymore, Raph. I just got a feeling.
What do you mean? Don't they have?
I think you've passed your expiration date, Rat.
Where's the Golden Girls or Perry Mason? I watch that on Nickelodeon all the time. I'm so old.
Do they even still have Nick at Night?
Yeah, they do, but it's all very contemporary original sitcoms.
Oh, no.
So, which sucks because me and my brothers, we grew up watching Nick at Night more so than Nickelodeon.
No Fresh Prince, no Roseanne, no Cosby Show. Actually, that might be for the better.
Yeah, I could say the same about Roseanne too.
Oh.
Yeah, no, they kind of stopped showing a lot of those programs, and I swear, like every other network, they're showing either contemporary sitcoms or sitcoms that were just canceled less than 2 years ago. I don't know, but basically, I like Jose Aguilar. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, dude. He just.
Aguilar? No, I think it might be spelled different.
His last name's a better kaiju name than any of these Power Ranger monsters, Raph. I gotta
tell you. He's the son of Oysterizer from Power Rangers, the first season. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, but yeah, I had a good time at Power Morphicon.
But he said Cartoon Network is worse. All the air is Teen Titans Go.
I know. And to be honest, I think normal cable television in general is dying. It's like I watch everything either online or I buy it for cheap off sales on eBay or Netflix. Stream and even streaming.
So you're part of the problem, right, Raph? You're part of the problem. Then.
We're all part of the problem.
Yes, Brayton. I'm a big television executive, and all I do is I keep putting on. Whatever. Let's just get out of here. But anyways, back on target. I had a really good time at Power Morphicon, and I just wish I had a good heads up that I was going beforehand and meet maybe more people and everything. But yeah, I literally just scooped up whatever prints I had available and went there, and boom, there it was.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the Anaheim convention. Go on.
Did you happen to meet or come across Andre from Black Nerd Comedy?
Oh God, it's funny. I saw him pass by my table, and he was talking to a lot of fans because, as you know,
he's a Power Ranger now.
Yeah. I was telling Brayton this. Of course, his brain melted because he couldn't believe what was going on.
Yeah.
But
I was doing my best impression of Andre during your My Little Pony review, and I was just not caring so hard.
Did you ever uploaded that?
I have the audio. I'm editing it currently.
Now the world knows.
Yes. There's some. Yeah, for everybody watching this, there's something to look forward to. But anyways, okay. Recently, they had an official Power Ranger RPG game happen, and they had some live streaming with some real celebrities.
Not an RPG video game, but an actual Dungeons and Dragons style role playing stuff.
Yeah, and they actually they filmed a couple sessions with some real actors and voice talents, including Andre playing the Blue Ranger. It was called Power Rangers Hyperforce, and although it's not not a major part of the Power Ranger continuity, it is an official story.
It's a neat little side official experimental side story.
Yeah, so and because
told exclusively through Twitch.
Exactly, and because it was because it's just complete improv and imaginative, they're able to bring back a lot of villains, including the Pumpkin Rapper. Who, I swear, why is the Pumpkin Rapper more famous than he should be? It's like of all the great monsters,
because people like you keep bringing him up.
Brayton keeps bringing him up. I try
only
to introduce
because of
Brayton.
you.
There's Madame Woe. There's Ecliptor. There's the Nasty Knight. There's Hatchosaurus.
Start drawing them and then.
Hydro Hog, there's Mad Mike.
No one cares about your glue characters, Raph. Move on.
On a side note, I think the monsters of Power Rangers have been a bigger influence on me, along with nature documentaries and my crazy characters than anything else. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Power Rangers Hyperforce is semi-official to the franchise.
Yeah.
And Andres just like
Andres?
2 hours. Darn it. The Black Nerd. What's his name? Andre?
Andre, yes.
Andre, yes.
One has an S, the other doesn't. One is black, the other's brown.
Right. Oh, you'll always be a little puffy cheesecake to me, Andre. So, anyways.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea. Continuing. Yeah, Andre, he's now pretty much an official Blue Ranger, and 2 hours before this podcast began, this live stream.
Video.
Yeah, he uploaded a video talking about his experience at Power Morphicon, and he was honestly touched because he was treated like one of the actual real Blue Rangers. In fact, he was even a part of the panel, where it was nothing but all.
When they were doing a morphing roll call, he actually did his alongside the Red Time Force Ranger.
Yeah, so no, he was pretty swamped this year. I saw he was talking to a bunch of people passing by my table. It was really cool. I was almost going to say hello because I've met him directly in the past. In fact, I have a video on YouTube about my time at Power Morphicon, where at one point he just comes up my table and just says hello and checks out the stuff. I filmed him. I gave him a wrapping pumpkin print.
People like you keep promoting the pumpkin love.
Yeah, well, that's because he's the only famous character a lot of Power Ranger fans recognize. Like I recently just finished
a kaiju. They call it Pumpkin Love.
So that's I see. So everyone has crushes on the Pumpkin Rapper, huh? Well, not me.
Well, you're the weird one then.
No, I'm not that weird.
I know how much you love pumpkins, Raph.
I know how much you want to get into that pumpkin pie.
No, you don't understand. It's a cheesecake I prefer. So.
I know how much you love pumpkins, Raph.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Anyways,
don't
it's
deny it.
I just recently did a kaiju portrait of Madame Woe, and apparently she's getting a lot of nostalgic popularity again. They have this new another Power Ranger role playing game coming out soon called The Grid something.
Oh, it's like that tabletop game.
Yeah, a tabletop game with figurines and everything.
Yeah.
And oddly enough they had a giant Madame Woe illustration like at the front of the entrance. And it's like, wow, there's a monster I never thought I'd see ever again. Like that's a much cooler character than Madame Woe, but Madame Woe is a much better character than Pumpkin Rapper. Yeah, Pumpkin Rapper. I guess everyone
the Shrek of the the Shrek memes of the Power Ranger franchise.
Yeah, exactly. But there are way cooler, better monsters in Power Rangers. But I don't know. In recent years,
but are they as silly and random as Pumpkin Rapper?
No, you know what's funnier is there are even worse monsters in Pumpkin Rapper. like almost all the monsters from Power Rangers Turbo are just insane caricatures of ugly people in various career choices.
Yeah, like the Pizza Man.
Yeah, Mad Mike the Pizza Monster, but Mad Mike the Pizza Monster is actually subtle compared to Mr. Gurific, who is this weird aging Japanese man with a giant toothpaste. And then there was that I barely remember any of the Turbo monsters because they mostly sucked. So moving on. Basically, I've met Andre before in the past. There's video of it on my channel. I gave him a pumpkin wrapper. What sucked was he told, like, on the spot, he wanted me to do an impression of the pumpkin wrapper.
Yeah.
And I completely panicked because I don't remember the character at all, the way he spoke at that time.
Yeah.
So I just did an impression of Blue Globber, who is another Power Ranger monster who is very cool and could take Godzilla on in an equal battle. But then...
Doesn't he rhyme?
Yeah. No, it goes like, "Oh no, I failed, Master Vile! Oh, I failed!"
Oh yeah, he'd give Godzilla a run for his money. Yeah, yeah, you really sold him there, Raph. That's threatening. He's the Bagan of our generation.
Raph, are you there?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
I just sent him into such a depression that I totally shit-talked the Blue Globber.
No. The Blue Globber, like voice-wise, not a very good creature, but design-wise and power set, he's great. So, but anyways, that was Power Morphicon.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. If not, we're going to be here for hours talking about Power Ranger monsters. And I just want to say something quickly. Yeah. All of you in the comment section, what's with you and the wrapping pumpkin?
I tell you, man, it's the people who just can't... You say the name Wrapping Pumpkin or Pumpkin Wrapper, and that's all you need. The name alone is enough to get people's attention.
I know. And he's in Shattered Grid. He appeared in Power Rangers Hyperforce. It's like he's a part of the tabletop game that's coming out. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
If they put more money into that cheap video game, what was it called? Power Rangers... Not Battle. It was like a very cheap beat 'em up game that came out last year.
Based on the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series.
Right.
They had some great monster redesigns in that one too.
I bet you if they put more money into that game, they would have put in the pumpkin wrapper.
Right.
I love Joseph's suggestion, the wrapping pumpkin, or the pumpkin wrapper.
That's not going to happen. Yes, I've debated on years if I should show up at Power
My name's Enshohma, and I draw boobs. You better watch out, or I'll draw you too. I don't know.
You twos.
Right. The pumpkin can rap. This isn't going to become the unofficial pumpkin rapper podcast. Okay. Anyways, I've debated on going to Power Morphicon dressed up as one of the monsters, and there's some monsters that, unlike Godzilla Kaiju, would be fairly easy to recreate through cloth and other cosplay means. But sadly, if I went as the pumpkin rapper, I'd be incredibly popular, and I don't want to go as a pumpkin rapper.
You don't want popularity?
No, I want anonymity.
No, he wants to be as under the radar as possible. Could you imagine if more people knew about what he was doing, Andre?
God, no.
It would send the internet into peril.
Okay, but yeah, that's all I have to say about Power Morphicon and my love for Power Ranger monsters, unless there's questions in the comment area.
So if anybody has any questions for Raph about his psyche, please ask them, because we're wondering too.
Right. Speaking of...
Well, let's see. Crooked Lore says Belle versus the Wrapping Pumpkin. I'm already imagining like Belle and the the pumpkin wrapper in like sort of like the scene from what was the Eminem movie called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but they're
8th Street something.
They're in like a big rap battle.
And it's better yet. Belle the Crooked Cat Girl and the Pumpkin
8 Mile.
Rapper.
Are you talking about 8 Mile?
8 Mile.
8 Mile.
Yeah. But you know what would be even funnier? Belle versus the Pumpkin Rapper recreating the alleyway fight in They Live.
Oh.
Like Belle's like, put on the glasses, and the pumpkin rapper is like, you ain't making me put on those glasses. I can't rhyme anything else after that.
You ain't making me put on the glasses. You better watch out, or I'll kick your asses.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brayton Connor is the pumpkin rapper.
You can't catch me because you're slow as molasses.
If you cross the Rapping Pumpkin, you gonna be dead. Now watch my foot go straight up your head.
Brayton, you've never seen the character outside of like 2 minutes of footage, and
I don't need to. I don't need to. I've got enough information.
Big question: Rapping Pumpkin versus insert character here. Who wins?
No one.
Belle.
Right.
Insert glue character versus insert Power Ranger.
Right. I do, that little joke you did earlier, I'm tempted to do an illustration where, like, Lando is, like, hitting on Belle, and Crooked Lord just looks sad in the background.
Oh, shit, we got a Super Chad question, okay? And it's a versus one. Oh, goody, my favorite.
Oh, God.
Next topic. Okay. Okay, so can you guys hear us now? Let's see.
Fight and have a really decent battle.
Alright, so it looks like I'm back. There was another weird internet hiccup. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm asking the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Raph and I were just discussing who would win in a fight: Godzilla versus Kong versus the Pumpkin Rapper.
Okay, yes. Okay, so looks like everyone, a good portion of everybody can hear us now. Thank you, everybody. So to answer, so a lot of people answered yes. Always.
Yes, always.
So,
I wasn't supposed to say that question seriously. Okay.
So now, because this is a super chat, let's actually take some time to really do answer this question seriously.
All right.
Oh, God. Okay.
You guys can go. I already gave my answer.
But nobody heard it.
Nobody heard it?
Right, because that's after you left.
Oh, my goodness.
I heard it, and that was more than enough for all of us, I feel. But please, reiterate, Raph.
Okay. Personally, I don't care who wins between Godzilla versus King Kong. I'm totally okay with the original film where King Kong more or less won. And knowing the trends in Hollywood and modern pop culture, I have a good feeling Godzilla's going to win against Kong in the upcoming movie. Because sadly, Godzilla's become the more popular character in Kong. But I just want to see a good fight. And if they cheat by having both of them team up against a third party, say a rhyming squash, then yeah, sure. I just want to see a good fight, and I really care who don't win because I love both characters equally.
I feel like in order to choose, people would think. They think, oh, this character will win because he's stronger, because he's taller, because he's bigger, because he's more durable. At the end of the day, whoever wins is ultimately depends on the writer for these stories, and so it could be anyone's game. You could think one character can beat the other character because that character is stronger, but at the end of the day, whoever's going to write that story, it's ultimately up to them to decide who is going to win. So whatever you think can totally just go out the window. For me, I'm thinking not from a character perspective, but from a writer's perspective, I think Kong would probably be the winner because I feel like they could easily make Kong out to be the underdog, much like in the original 1962 film. And it's possible that Kong being an ape, apes are more closer to humans. Humans can relate more to an ape-like character than a lizard-like monster. So I feel like the audience would have a much an easier connection relating to Kong, and thus would want to root for Kong, and would do that. It's kind of similar to the underdog status that Batman had in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, where he goes up against Superman, and everyone's like, "Wow, how can a normal man go up against the son of Krypton?" And so you were obviously rooting for Batman, and so Batman ends up becoming the victor of that story. So from a writer's and audience perspective, I sort of think that perhaps they will make out Kong to be the victor. If not, it will probably be like they'll take the lazy route and have it be like a draw before like a third party comes in and Kong and Godzilla have to team up.
Right, an army of pumpkin wrappers, because that's what sells in Hollywood.
Absolutely. Always.
Right.
Does that bother you, Raph, knowing that more people would rather see the pumpkin wrapper make a big screen debut than Gamera ever return?
You want to hear something funny? A year ago, when I was on the first episode of Audio Synchronicity, and you brought up
Raph.
Second episode. Thank you. But I was your first guest.
Don't ever mention our first episode of Audio Synchronicity, the failed pilot.
Right. The boat sank when it hit an iceberg, and you lost the captain and all that.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate.
Yeah. No, when I first appeared on Audio Synchronicity in the second episode, Andres asked a serious question about whether or not they would make a sequel to the last Power Ranger movie, and I laughed my ass off, and you thought that would be the answer, and I thought I was right because the movie did so poorly. And now you hear Hasbro is thinking of doing a sequel anyways. So yeah, I think that pumpkin wrapper will appear in a major Hollywood movie, whether I want to or not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think maybe the Sphinx monster might have a better chance.
King Sphinx?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's another monster who's really cool, who I think is a little better than Pumpkin Wrapper.
At least he got in the video game.
Yeah. I know he got into that crappy video game, the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
And they made him more thin and kind of creepy looking too.
Yeah.
Although his original Japanese version, Dora Sphinx, is way cooler because he had a secondary human form.
Bing bong.
Yeah, who asked questions before sending kids off to their doom.
Yeah.
And I actually like that when the monsters in a Super Sentai series has a secondary human form. It gives them a little more personality. Not that they're lacking a personality to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
See, you have to stop me, Brayton. When you bring up Power Ranger monsters, I just go crazy about them.
Okay, well, since we're about...
I think you're both undercutting the fact that Ivan Ooze is obviously going to be the one that they bring.
Obviously.
Sequel. If he's not, I'll be heartbroken.
What's that smell, teenager?
Ew.
Yeah.
What was that thing that he said? Like, something like, if they don't like it, throw it in their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when he was selling the goop stuff in the jar. Yeah, I don't remember.
Right, looking like fucking Ronald McDonald or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, he was just like a wizard, wasn't he? He was like a big old wizard.
Right. What was the quote? It was like, to take it to the places. If they don't like it, throw it in their faces. I don't know. But Crooked said, Drake Battle Royale, that was the name. Drake Wazul. Oh, no. Okay, Battle Royale, Drake Wazul, Waffleman, whatever Enshohma's monster is, and Bell. Who would win and who would go home sad?
All my original characters before Bell destroys them in the end.
Okay, sure. And Cody says, talking about Power Ranger monsters can only be a good thing.
I thank you for saying that.
Okay, so since we're about 2 hours in, I think now is about an appropriate time to end things. And we've managed to keep a hold of our audience for quite a while now, so I feel like this new format will be a success, and especially on our part, because we won't be like super exhausted after like 3 or 4 hours of answering questions. So Sean Barry said, did I miss the Q&A? We did not really have a real Q&A, Sean Barry. We just decided to have just answer questions related to our conversation, unless they are super chats. In which case we answered, who would win. Honestly, Godzilla or Kong. We gave both silly answers and serious answers. During this thing, there are a couple of things. Oh,
can I just say something real quick, Andres?
Go ahead.
The quote was,
hold on. Crooked Lore said Chris Chan is the best Power Ranger monster.
No, he isn't. He's up there with Mr. Gurific.
Okay, yes, Brayton.
I would just like to say, just for clarification purposes, the quote was, "Take them home in boxes, take them home in cases. If your parents don't like them, throw it in your faces."
Okay. There we go. There you go. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Right.
Yeah. I think get that right.
So there are a few things I would like to promote. First, as usual, I like to mention the giant monster comic that I worked on as an freelance editor. That being Nagoraiar, Kingdom of the Monsters. You can find it on K Productions website, as well as you can follow the artists / writers / creators of the comic, Garayan. You can find him on DeviantArt, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can follow his pages to keep up with all the latest info surrounding his original character, Nagoraiar. And it's about, like I mentioned before, $15 plus $20 shipping from Thailand. And it's all in English, and definitely, if you ever get the chance to read it, please let me know how I did as an editor, that being, since this was like the first thing I ever worked on that has gotten published. The second thing that I would like to mention is that Christopher Martinez, Matt Denian, and I recently collaborated with Alan O.W. Barnes to create a piece of artwork called Battle of the Mechs. Now, the whole idea was that all three of us have robot characters, and we approached our friend Alan O.W. Barnes, who you may recognize as the artist behind the comic book series Big in Japan. Or I'm not sure if it's a comic book or if it's like a novel with images in them. But we approached him and say, would you like to draw a picture involving 3 robots in a recreation of the fight scene in Ready Player One between the Iron Giant, Mechagodzilla, and Gundam? In this case, it would be Draco Azul, Robo Triceras from Chris's Fire Beast Dorogon series, and Steel Samurai from Matt Denian's book, Atomic Rex. And here we have the final result of that, where we have, like I mentioned before, it's like, all 3 robots in a sort of Ready Player One-esque environment. We got the whole neon color scheme down right here. And if you are following the Primal Warrior Draco Azul Facebook page, you will see that I had also shared the artwork there, as well as other giant monster related Facebook groups. And this is actually available for purchase on my new Society 6 channel. If you go over to Society 6, type in Andres Perez or society6.com/kaiju noir, you can find out my Battle of the Mechs quote-unquote merchandise. There you can see that we have a wide variety of merchandise that you can purchase. You can purchase the Battle of the Mechs art in a wide variety of different merchandises, as posters, art prints, blankets, stickers, tote bag, t-shirts, hoodies, clocks, iPhone covers, flamethrowers, of course. It's good.
Voodoo dolls, voodoo dolls. Don't forget those. Kids love them.
Absolutely, merchandise where the real money is made.
Andres Perez, the cereal.
So I just shared a link to society6.com/kaiju noir, and here you will find our first official Draco Azul Kaiju Noir related merchandise. And the best part is that all the profits will go towards my friend Christopher Martinez, who is currently fighting cancer as we speak. And so all the money will go towards helping him with his medical bills. Andres Perez, the coloring book. Yeah, we'll see if we'll ever get that far, Cody. But yes, you can go over to Society 6, purchase a t-shirt or a clock or an iPhone cover, what have you. And if you want to help out my friend who is currently fighting cancer, or if you want to have a kick-ass piece of artwork, that is Battle of the Mechs featuring Draco Azul, Robo Triceras, and Steel Samurai. So, yes, I just wanted to take the moment to show off that. Oh, and there is one more piece of, another piece of media that I worked on as a freelance editor, and that is Raptor, Tales of Heroes and Monsters, a Kaiju vs. Cancer novella. which is an anthology of short stories revolving around the character Raptor, which is a superhero created by Matthew Dennion, also the same author as Atomic Rex. Raptor was a character that was essentially like his take on a Gotcha Man, Batman style superhero that appeared in Matthew Dennion's short book. The crime fighter and the kaiju and the crime fighter, where it was kind of like, imagine like Batman versus Godzilla essentially. And so Matt Dennion created a new series of stories revolving around Raptor and other characters in his like little superhero shared universe. And I, along with his brother Mark Dennion, were the editors of this book as well. So now there are 2 books that I have worked on as a freelance editor who that are now available for purchase, with Crooked Lore's upcoming novel, God's Wrath, Tournament of the Divine, being the 3rd project that'll come to light. And since this is a part of the Kaiju vs. Cancer charity project, of course, all the profits of this book will go towards helping the children at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, if you want to help children, fighting cancer. So there's that. And Raptor, Tales of Heroes and Monsters, will be a prelude to another anthology series, this time involving more creators, more original characters, and it's like each story in the anthology are all connected, as all these different characters from these different universes and stories are all fighting one singular monstrosity. And you can look forward to seeing Draco Azul from my comic book being involved in this anthology as well. So so there's the Raptor comic, there's the Society 6 store, of course, showcasing the Battle of the Mechs and Nagoraiar Kingdom of the Monsters. All of that is now available online for you to check out. So please do, if you want to support my stuff that I've been a part of, and if you want to check out some really neat projects involving heroes and monsters. So, do either of you have anything you'd like to pimp out before we wrap things up? Oh yes,
sure.
Crooked Lore will be Crooked Lore will be a part of the upcoming Kaiju vs. Cancer novella after the Raptor thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you can subscribe to me at Branzent on YouTube. Thank you for the name, by the way, Raph.
You're welcome.
You can follow my voice acting exploits over at formerly Crate Dragon Films, which is now the Comic Experience, where I play Han Solo. Vader Down #5, they just released their motion comic for that. Go subscribe to them. They've got great content out there, and they consistently put out high quality stuff. They're at 14,000 subscribers right now, so nice. Get them more recognition. You can watch on this, since we're all here, you can watch on this channel our recent Ready Player One review discussion that Andres, Raph, and I recorded. We had a lot of fun talking about that movie and not the Meg. And hopefully we do more reviews in the future that don't involve megalodons or solar babies, for that matter.
But by the way, there's been this recurring chat. Oh, go ahead and finish. I'll mention it when we're done.
Okay, please. And then, where was I? Oh, yes. Raph and I are we're continuing to work on Waffle Man. We're just waiting for some artwork to be finished up, and then that will be edited and out as soon as we can get it out. Raph and I are also collaborating on another project, which I've been trying to get off the ground for years, which I'm not going to announce here until things are more concrete. And I edited a podcast for Raph recently, which I'll let him tell you about.
Yes, I have a YouTube channel, which is exactly my name. So just put my name in there, Enshohma, and boom, you find it.
2 H's. And, don't forget that.
Yeah, 2 H's.
Enshohma.
Yeah, Enshohma. The other
Enshohma.
Yeah. There's a whole story behind that name, but I'll save it for another time. Yeah, no, go to my channel because earlier today, I just uploaded the second episode of Review All Monsters. It's been a long time coming.
Years in the making.
Yeah, a little too long, I might add. But it has Kaiju Noir is on it, along with my friend Berkion, also known as Jesse. And depending on how things go on Jesse's end, we're going to be doing Review All Monster episodes again very soon, like towards late September.
I was gonna say, Raph, like if there's 200 movies on your list and it takes you 2 years to do an episode of Review of Monsters, I don't know if you're gonna get to all of them, man.
You know, I could go into detail about why it took so long, but I won't because it's a lot of personal business on both our ends.
Oh yeah.
But I do want to thank Brayton for just kind of just telling me that people have been waiting for it. He edited himself. Any changes I want to do, I'll save for the third episode because you don't want to be sitting on something for too long, just trying to get it right. And yes, the remaining artwork, the Waffle Man, is all on my end, but we're practically done. I think I just got like 3 or 4 more pieces done. Sorry about that.
So get excited for that because that Waffle Man was spawned from this very show.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I remember on the second episode, you guys, for some reason, we're talking Batman, and then I was like, we're making jokes about the Denny restaurant, and then boom, there was Waffle Man. But with that says the Waffle Man radio play, I'm absolutely confident is going to get done in September, if that's okay with you, Brayton, since you are helping me put this thing together.
Yeah, I was excited. I'm excited.
Yeah. So it's like. But yeah, it's going to have illustrations in it. It's going to be very funny. It's going to be the first real appearance of my Glue characters, who are this inept supervillain organization that has ties to Waffle Man. You'll know why. And from there, hopefully, you think Bell's a badass? Wait till you meet the king of the mad scientists, Jack Oxen. Anyways, that's right. Jack Oxen officially challenges Bell to a fight-off. All right,
pie eating contest.
Yeah, so it's
pumpkin pie eating contest.
Yes, wrapping pumpkin pie.
Right. So that probably would happen, knowing my writing abilities. But yeah, if you guys want to check out something else that's hilarious with me and Kaiju Noir, go onto my channel, check out the second episode of Review All Monsters, and the project that Brayton and I are working on. I will not reveal anything either, but I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy it, especially if you're fans of certain obscure characters, if you know what I mean. So,
yes.
What else am I? Oh, I've also decided that I've done more than 5 issues worth of fully inked, fully lettered comics, and I've been sitting on them for.
And let's see.
Oh, you're back?
OBS is successful. So all this time, we've been disconnected. And
really?
Yes, the last 5 minutes have been disconnected, and we've been unable to.
Oh,
you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that you guys had no idea? Were you guys even listening to the? Were you guys watching the YouTube playback?
No.
Okay, because I can't the moment we've had buffering problems. It's I kept telling you guys stop, and then it's all of a sudden it's I got kicked out of the I got kicked out of the whatchamacallit, the Skype room, and so so you did get disconnected. Yes, Cody, we got disconnected.
Yeah.
So now I had to turn off my my router again, and then I had to connect twice to my Wi-Fi, and then I was able to call you guys. So I'm surprised you didn't realize that I left the Skype room.
So are we recording now, or did it just end abruptly?
What was the last thing we were talking about before we disconnected?
And Cody says, I can hear clearly now, the lag is gone. Okay, so people are now able to hear us again.
Okay, all right.
So, yes, very, very sorry, guys, for the numerous technical hiccups here. I don't know, it's just one of those days where my Wi-Fi just refuses to comply with me. So, yes, so I have no idea what... Oh, yeah, I guess you guys were talking about... Oh, the last thing you were talking about before we had... Wi-Fi issues was you were talking about finally putting your web comic available on Amazon.
Oh, really?
Kindle
Okay.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, before the end of the year, I'm going to have the first 2 issues of Glue fully colored. They're already inked, they're already lettered. They're fully colored, and they're going to be going on to Amazon Kindle and other downloadable services similar to Amazon Kindle. So I'm finally, but like I said, you're going to all meet the Glue characters in the Waffleman radio play coming up next month. And also, I kind of wanted to give a shout out to a Kickstarter that's being done by the Aquabats. We talked about them earlier, but they only have 7 days left. I like the band very much. I enjoy their television show more so than other weirdness you see on cable television. And yeah, go to their official YouTube channel, which is the Aquabats, and they have a mini series connected to their Kickstarter. And so far, they're halfway done with their Kickstarter. But it's a good show. They have some full episodes from the 2nd season, which Brayton had the displeasure of watching.
Well, you showed them to me out of my control.
Yeah, okay. At one point, it's like Brayton says, like, Enshohma, did you write this series? And it's like, that was both a backhanded compliment and a sincere compliment as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, definitely go down on my YouTube channel, check out the new video for Review All Monsters. Have a good time listening to Andres, me, and Berkion talk about the lesser-known silent movie known as Conquest of the Poles. And in the description are tons of links to my other sites, my official Facebook, my blog, and my DeviantArt site. So.
All right, excellent. So, and to respond to 2 people, Kevin Dwyan says, "Will I review Kamen Rider Build?" No, I have no interest in watching any more than the first 4 episodes I saw before.
Yeah, same here.
As for Martin Kasperi Smith, who mentioned that I didn't respond to any of his questions, I'm very sorry, but I honestly didn't really see your questions, your comments pop up. But there's always next time, my friend. So anyways, thank you very much, everybody, for...
And leave your comments in the... leave your questions in the comments, then. Because this wasn't a question answering podcast. That'll be next month.
Right.
Yeah, and I was all ready for the 3rd hour, too. So it's like I got like 2 gallons of water with me. I was like ready to go for the long haul.
No more of that.
Right.
That will be saved for the Halloween Q&A marathon. That is when we'll be doing live questions from live Q&A questions from there on, just to make the Halloween season the annual Halloween live stream its own thing, as opposed to just repeating that. For this live stream. So, hope you enjoy the new format. Please let us know what you think about it. Leave your questions in the comments below, and to help us out, please leave in big capital letters "question" before leaving your question afterwards. So, I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir.
I'm Brayton Connor. I say Brayton first, Raph. I say my name first.
Okay, you say your name.
That's how we do things around here.
Right.
I am Brayton.
Let's keep going before keep going before the internet
Raph,
craps out
keep it
again.
up. Come on, I said my name. Let's go quick, fast.
Oh, okay.
Chop,
All right.
There's no time. Quickly.
He has been the pumpkin rapper, and your audio has been synchronized.
Synchronized, yes.
What they
Always.
said.